I'll just get started with one of the first things that comes to mind when we see the Chief Joy Officer designation in your profile. It's awesome that you're having such a designation, but what life events, Mr. Ramesh, has changed your perspectives to choose this designation?
Yeah, Shripi, I think that's a very good start because I should confess that I come from a low middle class family. And I was born in Trichy and brought up all over the country because my father was in the central government. And I've been all across the country. And after I started my career way back in 81, I started at Steel Authority of India Limited as a management trainee in Bhilai Steel Plant. And since then, I have again worked in multiple parts of the country. I lived in North, South, East, West, Center. And of course, fortunately or unfortunately, I have not worked outside India, but I have traveled extensively outside India thanks to my organizations. Yes. So one of the things I am grateful to God and all the people who have supported me is that God has been kind and people have been very helpful. And whatever little I have achieved in my life is thanks to the blessings of all my seniors, elders, my family members' support. And so I thought it's time to give back. So basically, I wanted to express my gratitude. And I have been associated. It is not that, one of the questions you have in mind is that whether this trigger is only post-retirement. It is not so, because right from my school days, I was an active in social services. Okay. And I used to be a blood donor for almost 30 years. And then every year, and I used to be a president of a road track club in college. Okay. And so it has been instilled in me by my parents and elders and friends that giving back to society is part of your duties as a citizen. So I have tried my best in every way to do it all across my life. But post my retirement, I thought, like today, I am quite content. I have enough to keep myself happy and my family members happy for the rest of my life, even if I don't work or do anything of earning. So I decided that post my, and this I decided along with my wife, and I should be grateful to her also because she has supported me in this decision, that all my earnings post retirement, whatever I do coaching, I consult, I teach in business schools, and I also mentor startups and things like that. So whatever I do and every rupee I earn, minus my income tax and GST and some minimal expenses, I give it to a cause. And the cause was determined by my working in an eye hospital in Delhi. When I was in Aishar, as part of CSR, they had adopted a charity eye hospital, and unfortunately, the CEO of the hospital left, and I was the HR head at that time. And the company chairman called me and said that you have to appoint a CEO. And I found it very difficult to appoint a CEO for a hospital because it's difficult to get both a good doctor and an administrator. Either you get a good doctor or you get a good administrator. You don't get a combination of both. So the CEO was a very nice gentleman, and he told me in his very polite way, saying that no problem, till you find somebody, you look after the hospital, he said. So I had to do that job in addition to my job as HR head of the company. But that was a turning point. If you ask me a turning point, that was my turning point, because this hospital is based in Delhi, in Daryaganj, and they do 50% of the work they do is charity. Wow. And there are doctors and nurses and paramedical staff who are dedicated their life to the cause of society. So I was very touched. I worked only for 1 year till I found a successor and handed over. But that 1 year really touched my heart, because this was in 2003-04. And it also was a good lesson in leadership for me, because I turned around the hospital financially. With making losses in 1 year, we became cash positive. So that was a financial learning from a leadership perspective. But more than that, it touched my life that since 2003-04 till today, I do something for the hospital in some way every year. And so post my retirement, all my earnings, I am giving it to this hospital, because they do wonderful work to society. So that is how I thought I should give joy. And I'm very affectionate to children. So I said, I will support all the eye transplantations for children in that hospital who cannot afford. I will support them. So that is how I'm working with them. And I also support them. I coach the CEO. I also coach some senior doctors. I'm working on a transformation exercise with the organization. So all this I do pro bono. But more importantly, I mean, I'm very touched by the work they do. So I also try to connect organizations, corporates, individuals. I'm even willing to consult or work with any organization which will not pay me, but they can directly donate to that hospital. Then that is also a big this thing for me, because I feel I can really touch lives. I can give sight to people who cannot afford, and this hospital really does that.
Wonderful. One is the external sight that all of us are blessed, which people can, and then through your coaching, I think you will open their inner sight, right? That's what I think you're doing, both of them in a beautiful way, Mr. Ramesh.
Yeah, absolutely.